What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another match here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today we're commentating some really awesome games. This is going to be a fun one. On the left, we've got Amy versus Tira on the right.
Oh yes.
I got real scared because I drew 6 cards and went,
It's like not even enough.
So before we jump into it, a little bit of the game plan for each of these characters. So Amy is a stacking character, meaning that you see your character card out in front.
I didn't look at the deck at all.
I had to re-look at my deck.
Man, these guys are very loud. She gets to take, and she gets more powerful the more character cards that she has attached to herself in her staging area. She makes cards not count towards progressive or get reduced difficulty, and also gives a little bit of extra damage. And then the added benefit of stacking your characters is you actually get to change the attack zone of all of the attacks that are played. So not just yours, but your opponent's. So she makes blocking easy, and then she makes attacking. She overloads zones. And then Tira takes and selectively debuilds your opponent by stuffing cards into their momentum. And then when she's at desperation, meaning less than half health, she will take and get an additional card on both players' turns. So on her turn, she's an 8-hander, and on her opponent's turn, she is X plus 1, whatever she didn't play on the previous turn. And so this is very much a game of Amy trying to gauge as quickly as she can, and Tira trying to keep Amy on as few foundations as possible. I do think that Amy actually has the advantage here, but only because of the fact that if Amy can get... I'm sorry. I think Tira has the advantage unless Amy can get gauged like she has right now. Just like that, Amy is... Oh, apparently we have the poll back. It just didn't want to communicate. Sorry, everybody. We will finish the poll. The website just stopped all of a sudden.
Nope. Yep. I don't have momentum anyway.
Enhance.
So.
Destroy one foundation. Your opponent adds 1 foundation to their momentum.
Nope. That's not it either. Yep, we're good.
Build turn, huh?
How did he gauge? He didn't. He just played the character. From there...
I play an attack with UniVersus keyword, I'll draw a card.
Alright. Hey, if I block it, it'll do none damage. You can discard a card to cancel it.
Sir.
Oh. God. Sorry. I just got so excited that I have this cool card for the...
So, Tira only having 2 foundations is playing her... playing her attack. Kind of crazy.
It's real lame, but I guess. I'll pass.
Alright. I'll pass.
3 mid 6. It's real funny how consistent
Hits the easy block.
Any responses?
Shade, Dane, I was playing Spider Suplex in the Voldo build because it was a throw reversal that gained me life. Honestly, the deck shouldn't have... Honestly, the card shouldn't have been in the deck.
Did no damage.
Oh. Oh.
Opts to build 2 or 3? Looks like 3, and then passes turn. Amy hitting the full block. Oh, no, partial block. Full block? How much health does Amy have? Amy has 27, so apparently we used the Fate Intervene in order to make sure that our block happens. I'm going to pull up some cards for everybody to see. Card Spotlight. Yeah, so Fate's Intervene says, enhance commit if this attack's block deals no damage. Your opponent can discard a card to cancel this. Tira valued the cards in hand more than the damage being dealt, and so proceeds to auto block the Spider Suplex.
We got a reader.
Better believe it.
I really want a We Got a Reader emote in chat. That sounds really, really fun. Just spam that when we don't know what cards do. Amy is trying to figure out what attacks she wants to play. Who reads cards anymore? Hey, that's fair. That's fair. People not reading cards for sole reason I want to play Walking Weapon in retro. That is a cool one. It just negates your opponent's next attack or next effect, right? That's pretty. I feel like that's good. If I'm remembering it correctly, it's been a bit since I've played Walking Weapon. So it looks like we're still just building out.
Habitual Smoker?
Habitual Smoker, I think, is going to be actually very key inside of this matchup. Not just in this matchup, but in Tira in general. Lose vitality if it deals no damage, gain 2. Tira really wants to float at her desperation, and so even if it is cutting herself all the way down
A foundation.
to desperation, so that she can just draw these extra cards and then stay floating right at that desperation level, I think it's 100% worth it.
Pretty good.
Looks like
Any response?
Amy is playing one of her best attacks of Rose Signet. It's an attack that says if you have 2 characters in your staging area, you can play it again. It gets damage. Amy gives it damage, and it has an amazing gauge ability of gauge 1. So even if it deals 1 point of damage, you're going to be getting your other character, which is exactly what Amy needs.
I'll pass.
All right, so the 2 mid for 4. Looks like we're hitting the partial block, meaning that Amy's going to have 3 characters live.
Got it. Breaker 1.
You take 2.
I'll take 2. You can search your character. You did it.
Finds another copy of Amy. This is our 3rd one. If we get we could hard play the other one that's in our hand right now, and have all 4 characters, which means that Amy is truly a force to be reckoned with.
5.
Okay, looks like we hit a reversal of Scratch Glissando. And the cool part is we are comboing currently because Drossel is a weapon card, and how Scratch works is it just has to combo with a weapon.
Destroy 1 foundation. You'll add 1 of your foundations to your momentum. Respond. After I play a combo ability, we will add Whirlite to your hand. Sorry, to your momentum. Sorry.
And then I get to pick one and play.
Yep, because of Scratch.
So if he wanted to,
And then after I play a combo
he
ability,
could use Azrael's Little Doll and cancel this, but we still have to remove the card Azrael's Little Doll in order to make it happen. So it's actually just better to probably have it in momentum. And then the last really important thing that happened inside this turn is the card Yin and Yang got played, which says after you play a combo attack, which Scratch Glissando is a reversal with combo, your opponent takes the top 2 cards of the deck and puts it in their card pool. The big thing here when it comes to continuing the turn is the fact that we've now been interrupted with Whip Assault. So Whip Assault is probably our main kill card when it comes to this Amy deck that says discard a momentum, your opponent discards a card, and this attack is +4 damage. So it's a 10 damage attack. Your opponent discards a card. And it's like the first exploding flame roar.
if not, I might make you make a run. Things.
Make it a mid.
Interesting.
I'll lose 1 vitality. If it does not deal damage, I'll gain 2.
Interesting. I actually think that we were just supposed to take this damage. I think he was just supposed to hit us for the 5, or the 4, excuse me. I don't think lifting that character was the right call. Because because like what this does is this actually turns us, puts us a turn behind, and this is already a 6 low, and so like just the value of us even blocking with the character, so it's now a 6 mid that I have to commit. If I check a 5, I have to commit 5 foundations for. So this card has the added bonus of if I block it, stun 4 of my cards.
3.
Stun.
Foundation. Purple.
Yeah. James is just really wanting to get rid of all of the foundations that he possibly can. If you notice this turn, we started in pretty much deadlock on Amy's side, and we've been debuilt 3 foundations.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
This is so interesting. Why would you?
I'll get one from Mitchell. Mitchell.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Man, I just have to completely and totally disagree with that play. But we'll see what comes out from here. Looks like we got a ton of orange inside of Amy's hand.
Actually, I'm going to respond to that.
Sure.
I'm going to cancel it and you take 2 instead.
Sure.
So we just play our last 2 foundations and then pass. Actually, what I would do here is I would actually play this, and I would possibly even play the last character card. Ooh, just kidding. We don't get to play that. It fails. Committing 2 for this foundation is just not worth it. Actually, it might be because this card says you get speed equal to your momentum, right? Inhuman speed. Your attack is X speed equal to your momentum, max 3. So Tira is just feeding her own demise, depending. I think keeping the prepare to fight here is a bad reviews phase. I think you definitely don't need that card. I think it's just it is just wasted resources in your hand. That's one of the big things with actions is, so I'm a man who likes to load up on actions inside of their deck. Like I have no problem playing double digits when it comes to actions. Playing 10, 12 actions, that's totally fine to me. But the big thing is, I think people hold actions too long. Like, he's going to sit here and he's going to try and hold this prepare to fight for essentially the rest of the game because he thinks it's that good. Well, there's nothing in the game right now that, like, nothing that inside of Amy's kit that you're seeing that, like, has a huge multiple threat. There is one card that has a multiple, which is... Are we even playing it? Yeah, we're not even playing that card. Yeah, there's one card in Amy's kit that has multiple, and we haven't even seen it. So, like, I just don't think that's the right play. Looks like we have Macabre Skewer coming out. One of the coolest cards out of the Libra of Souls kit, actually. This card lets you trade a card from your hand to become a different card, a different attack. You, like, remove a foundation to grab an attack, or remove an attack and to grab a different attack. But it looks like we have nothing but attacks in our hand. Wow, this is such an interesting choice.
Yeah, 1 attack. Yep.
And if it has the weapon keyword, he gets +2 to the check. We have Rouge Signet in our discard pile, and that card doesn't have weapon on it. But that card is 2 attacks. So... yeah, I think Macabre Skewer might just be the best answer here. Just because the more skeers that you give him... Excuse me. The more skeers that you give him, the more likely it is that he'll just be removing more attacks, which means later in the game, it's going to be harder for him. So what James is sitting here trying to figure out is if he blocks and plays the reversal, he gets to pick up a singular card with Rose Whiplash, right? And so he will block with the Prepare to Fight, have it deal no damage, play the Rose Whiplash, and then pick up one more block. And the block that I would pick up would be the Bamboo Blind Slice, because we have the 1 momentum,
Oh,
and we don't have another way to grab a
40.
momentum for the Skull Barrier, or else that's a way better
Yeah.
play.
I have a second one if you want to wait. It's up to you.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right.
I'm going to do it again, but you know. Your hands.
I will use Amy.
So I guess the other thing that really matters here when it comes to the last card that we played is the Habitual Smoker. Says gain vitality, and the Inhuman Speed says if your opponent would attempt to gain vitality, cancel that ability and they lose 2. So now Habitual Smoker just says -3 damage. And so now Tira's at 5 health, and she has to stabilize. I just don't know why James would bother playing this, except for because I don't think. Chat, do you think pay 2 life for stun 1 is, or pay 3 life for stun 1 is good? That's my question for you. Is pay 3 life for stun 1 good? 1's in the chat for yes, 2's for no's. Personal opinion is 2. Yeah, I think pay 3 for stun 1 is not good. Just opts to take the 3. Dang. Yeah, I think this is actually just curtains for Amy, or for Tira.
3.
We've got a Shinryukan.
So, on a 5 check to 7.
The Shinryu is gonna force a block, and then the Whip Assault that's coming in is going to finish the game. Yeah, this is curtains for Amy.
And Amy.
Actually, this might not be true. We have one last hope. There was a ton of lines that we could have done as Tira. So there is Far Worse Place Than Hell. Oh, it says after you play an attack. Okay, so this might be able to draw us 2, but the other big out that we have is Murderous Addiction. Desperation, first enhance, remove. Your opponent has 1 or more momentum, reduces attacks damage to 0. So with Murderous Addiction live, we can just stop a thing from happening.
6, 7.
As well as we have Drossel. That says Desperation Enhance, commit, add attack to its own momentum. Only playable if you have 1 or more momentum.
Respond or damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no multiple, so it doesn't matter. Gain my 2.
Yep.
Yeah, there's actually plenty of outs for Tira. This might not be game over. It's a good thing I'm not playing. I'd have just jammed these out.
Not that one. This one. 7. Discard your card.
Sure. Add that to your momentum.
I think from here we're actually okay. Play another attack, and then the first thing you do is play Amy. I think you still win here. Ooh, I would not have done that.
6.
I think you have to go for it. Right? Man, what a rough break.
You should be committed.
My first enhance is give it gauge 2, -2 to my next, and +2 damage.
Ooh, what a good play.
I'll pay 1. If it deals no damage, I gain 2.
What? Oh, he's got a 3rd answer? Insane. He's got Retreated Antarctica down here as well. So he actually could survive the next attack as well.
Deals no damage, I gain 2.
Pass.
Destroy. Before the damage starts attack, if it has 3 or more keywords, I'll reduce it to 0.
Pass.
Dang. Look at James Stevens. So here's the issue, though. He kind of nuked his own staging area to do so.
Pass.
This is going to put him up to
Take 0.
5,
Gain 4.
which is the exact number needed for this last attack, the Macabre Secure, to do damage, because it got +2 from the Albion. So it would be on a 6. And so I don't know how many 6s are in this deck. It looks like none. It's just the characters that are 6s, and we know where all of those are. Those are all accounted for.
7. I'll respond. Since I'm at desperation, draw an extra card. I'm so good.
Yeah, so we will see how Tira responds. Shaded, he actually blocked with it.
On a 3.
Goes in for the attack. I mean, he does have to make some plays happen here. I think it's interesting that we opted to play.
Enhance.
Uh,
On a card from your hand to momentum.
we opted to play the precise blow as opposed to anything else.
Yours.
Pass.
Yeah, I'm not in love with the precise blow play here. He has a Splat in hand. I probably would have just launched with that instead. I think that's just a better play. Right? Because Splat doesn't hit the combo with precise blow. It combos with the reversal. So if he plays the Splat here, that just means he played everything out of order. Right?
If it does damage, I'll gain 2.
This is him. This is James
Pass.
losing his fundamentals and not sequencing correctly, because we should have gone Splat into precise blow, because there's no reason for Splat to be played next, except for the fact of the commit to make your next one not count as progressive. What could we possibly have in hand, unless we've got Rose Whiplash? If we've got Rose Whiplash, then this is the right play, but it looks like we don't. He's going in for scratch.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, so the scratch is going to help him debuild his opponent's foundation area by 2.
Common hands destroy 1 foundation.
But as Amy knows, or as James knows, Amy does not do staging area in order to do 5 damage.
Inhuman speed to momentum.
All she has to do is kind of get lucky once.
I will pay 1. After I play a combo ability against 2 speed. Resolve, you add 1 of your foundations.
Draw a card.
Huh? Oh, draw cards. I'm at desperation.
Was that May? Okay, yeah, he had to draw a card.
Yours.
Pass.
Okay, so once again, Tira ripping apart a staging area. Drossel says once you use a combo, you can lose a life, and then +2 speed. If you're desperation, draw a card. Crazy strong in a deck like this. The thing about Tira, though, is she's like teetering right on the edge of death. Like, she has to play this exactly perfect.
5, 6. I still forgot to do that.
And so from here, he's got to keep correct blocks and staging area presence ready.
Dealt. This dealt, right? Did I gain my 2 off of that? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know.
James Stevens. Okay, so going into Amy's turn, I feel like building just isn't the play here. Because of Amy's twice per turn, and then because of Albion, we can play a bunch of attacks really, really cheap here. But with the defense that Tira has, I'm not sure that...
This gear, I don't want it. We will discard 1 momentum.
Hell yeah, man.
Become hold +1 to my next check to play an attack.
I will toss this in the Discord.
Individual.
Man, you're making my job super easy, Scavenger. I'm never having to build decks ever again.
That's fine.
Turn hits.
I'll pass.
Do it again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Your hits.
You give it 3 speed.
Seems good. We will destroy the face down to ready the jaw glue then with God of Thunder.
I think that's the right play.
These will be
Good God of Thunder play. If Tira checks a 3 here, she commits all but 1 card. If we check a 2, we commit everything but Tira. James really has to check a 5 in order to make sure this defense stays alive. But if he does check this 5, he is going to go all the way back up to 8 vitality.
I'll pass.
He's not allowed to block with that card.
Oh,
He has to
wait.
block with the Prepare to Fight.
No, I want to make it a high. That's what I was going to do. I forgot about that. And it's your enhance.
Yeah, you're making it real difficult, dude.
Good.
We'll prepare to fight as an enhance. 2.
Prepare to Fight as an
Add 1 foundation to our
enhance.
cards.
What are you doing, James Stevens?
I'll pass.
7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll deal nothing, so I'll gain 4.
I'm confused. Why are we... What's the speed on Macabre's Cure? It's a 5, right? Oh, it's a 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, cool. I thought it was a 5. My apologies. Should have just looked at the card.
Did you do me?
I did.
So you technically passed it? Card pool, discard momentum. Add 1 other card from my card pool to my stage unit face down. After my opponent plays an attack, remove it.
Discard a momentum.
Oh, sorry, yeah, discard momentum.
Okay, and so there's one of the big defenses that we have
7
as
for real.
Tira is Bamboo Blind Slice. Honestly, any deck. The fact that Tira has 3 momentum from now on, whenever she is able to make a block happen and stick a card in her card pool, she can, from this Bamboo Blind Slice in the card pool, build a card down and then pull it back up.
There's not another one of those skewers, no.
Yeah, all James has to do here is grab this card,
Guess we give you the
and then he
rules.
doesn't get the +2 to the check.
I'm still desperation. We'll add your attack to momentum.
Using Drossel.
Do you want a character?
I wish there was one in there.
We are going for it.
We will pay 1 with habitual. If it does nothing, I'll draw.
The issue that we're having here as Amy is we just don't have enough speed, and we're being forced to play all these attacks in order to try and hopefully get Tira. Excuse me, to hopefully like get Tira and get that last bit of damage in.
Pass.
But Tira keeps building out her staging area while diminishing Amy's. So the likelihood of Tira being able to the likelihood of Amy being able to like get the comeback, especially with now all the hard work that we're doing playing these attacks. These attacks are now saying heal too, as opposed to the regular do damage, you know?
Give it 2 damage. Yeah.
Why?
Now bam.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Here's.
That's not as fun as I wish it was. These ones have not been readied. So we will ready the habitual, I guess. Pass.
Goes to the block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, only way you can fail that is if you check the 2. Or even if you did check the 2, we could just commit everything and be fine. On a 5, checks 2 and fails. I think this is actually just curtains for Amy at this point. We only have 2 foundations. Tira is now back ready. If we find Scratch plus Tira, Amy literally doesn't have a staging area, and she just can't play the game.
Okay.
So we don't find the Scratch in the first 9 cards, but it doesn't mean that we don't find it. We won't find it ever. All we have to do is take in play 2 attacks and be able to combo. Yeah, this is now we've hit our combo line, right? So we're playing Curse Splat into the Precise Blow to just to debuild one more time, as well as get a little bit more damage in it.
Pay 2, gain 4 if it doesn't deal.
Pass.
Send it for 4. Solid. On a 4.
Insane. Refuses to check well.
Combo E. Pay 1. Pay 1. Give it 2 speed. And then I'll draw cards on my desperation.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on the habitual smoker play and like why we're playing smoker, but it is certainly interesting.
Change it to a high.
I think this does go to show you that as you're deck building, your deck needs to have some sort of momentum out, right? So like this Amy deck, if we take and we look at the list and we look at all the attacks that it can play, so Whip Assault discards a momentum. This card does not. This card does not.
6.
This card does not.
6.
This card does not. So that means that it's like we are stuffing our entire momentum, our starting changing into our momentum, and there's no real way to get rid of that resource. So it's possible Amy is sitting here with 6, 7, 8 momentum, but if she had an EX, if she had a powerful, if she had a multiple, if she had something, we can make it work. Oh my goodness, he found the Scratch off the top. What a lucky top deck. All right, and so there's game 1. We will move in to game 2. All right, so game 2 looks like Tira 1. Let's see if Amy can rush down a little bigger, a little better. I see red. I totally agree. I think one of the things that Tira needs to do is play moonsets, but this Tira opted to play Blood Sacrifice instead, the Jetta Ultra Rare. Sangue Sacrificial. And so now both players are contemplating if they want to mulligan, and then the order of which they're playing their attacks. We have an attack coming out on turn 1. We check a 2, and it fails. Man. No tier ultra rare? No. I would have played the ultra rare, but that's fine. Yeah, I think Tira's Ultra is like one of the coolest, craziest cards in the game. As you know by my Twinkle decks, I love that card. So Tira gets a build 3. Amy now getting to go second again. Not by choice though. So the reason that she played the attack was because she mulliganed, and then I believe she mulliganed, and then just found another bad hand. But Tira's gonna be able to just come here and stabilize, and then from there, there's not going to be very much that that Amy can do. Imagine not playing a Libra Ultra Rare. Hey, good point. Okay. So, looks like we're playing, looks like we've got Precise Blow coming out. Not exactly sure what's existing inside of Tira's hand as well. One of the coolest cards that we have for Tira, and honestly any reversal deck, is this one right here, Far Worse Places Than Hell. This card just says after you go to play a reversal, you get to draw a card. It's a 1/5 draw free card. Works really well in conjunction with God of Thunder, that lets you just re-ready foundations also. Amy goes for the block, then plays the reversal. Ooh, buddy. So we blocked with one of our character cards, and now we're playing one of the strongest gauge reversals in the game. It might be the only gauge reversal in the game.
If it deals
Don't
damage.
quote me on that. Chad, if you can think of another one, please let me know. Gauge 3 on the reversal, so if it has a half block, it still deals damage. You can commit a foundation to give it stun 2, and then if it deals damage, your next card ignores progressive, so your next block's like for free. This card's got just like stacks on stacks on stacks of like crazy good effects.
Stun 2.
Interestingly that we didn't commit the Manifestation, but I forgot about Another Storm. You're right. Also, Dispelling Horn, I just don't even think about those. Like, in comparison to, honestly, I think pound for pound, I think Graceful Reach is better than both of those cards. Pound for pound.
Yeah, I'm good.
Take 5, 14. Get your character.
Gets her character. Man. The bad news is, or I guess the good news is we now have the last Amy out of our hair, because it's just not on the board. Scratch, yeah, it's gonna totally decimate the entire staging area. Yuck.
4, 5. Turn to 2/2. First enhance will be destroy one foundation. You'll add one of your foundations to momentum. Respond. I will choose the Feifei.
Alright, so Feifei is added to momentum, and then we get to grab another card and add it to momentum. Choosing the Radical Edward, I think it's a great choice. It only has one real target right now, which is just save the Sea Rats, which is just not doing very much in the short run.
I've been -2.
Speed. Since you have one more momentum, will I make you add one card from your hand to your momentum?
Man, once again, this is super dangerous.
I'll make it a high.
Sure, yeah.
Can we?
Yeah, because you change your run. I thought it was... You have to have all 4 to change mine. If you want to change what you discarded or add it to your momentum, you can.
Good deal.
Okay, I think that is actually the perfect play here.
Commit. Add one card from one of your opponent's momentum to their card pool. Only play with your opponent's 2 momentum.
So James gets to pick a momentum and add it to his card pool. This is really good because he's pretty much only stacked attacks into his momentum.
Add one of your momentum to your
I guess
card
he just stacked an attack. The other 2 are foundations. So I guess everything that I just said was wrong. From here we got another one, and then he's killing another piece of staging area. Wow. Dang, James just refuses to let this man play the game.
We'll do it again.
Huh.
Pass.
Pay 1 if it does not do damage. I gain 1.
Pass.
Send it for 6.
Now, here's the thing. Let me talk about it. There is a line where if we check a 5 on Rouge on our turn, since we have double Rouge, we can play all 4 copies, and they get absolutely massive, especially because we just played out. Especially because we just played out our a bunch of mid blocks. It's possible that Amy kills him here. Actually insane. It was just fated for James to win this game. This is just proof that Amy's bad because it's just proof that Amy like isn't viable because it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Tira's beating it. I mean, you could just jam it out again. Like, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't. Play it on a 4. Just try and kill him. Cards in. I'd ask him cards in hand. It stinks, but that's just what we do. A new master would have stopped his turn. With -3 difficulty on Amy's enhance, we might have been able to get there.
Pay 1. If it does not deal, I gain 2.
Gain 1. The next one gets +3 damage. And we make it either a low or a high. Personally, I would make it a low so that he can't block with Bamboo Blind Slice.
To my next attack.
Make it low.
Pass.
Pass. Oh, gauge 1, I guess. I mean, it's not going to do any damage. So.
On 3. Got it. I'll gain my 2. Play my reversal.
And there's the Blind Slice.
On a 5.
Dang.
4. 5.
Yep. Alright, good line. From here, the stun doesn't work. The add to momentum doesn't work. We could just commit the...
Comes with the 2-2.
We commit the far worse place just for 1 damage. Just do a little more. And be hunky-dory.
Pay 1 if you block it.
Pass.
Or if it does nothing. Send it for 7. -6 -3, so 3 total. 2.
Insane. Actually insane. That he's checked every 2 that he possibly can. I actually give a lot of credit to Jeff because I'd have just given up. I'd have just scoop my cards up and just not trying to be frustrated. Gets 3 damage.
If it does no damage.
Gauge 1.
Pass. 4. Got it. Gain my 2. Break 1.
On the 3. On a 4. Sure. Yeah, I'm not actually sure what Amy could be doing in this matchup differently, except maybe just building out as much as Tira is, and then just expect to be debuilt 2 every turn. Fidu, I actually don't agree with that. I think that there's plenty of space in the game for multiples. I just don't think they're being explored currently. And it's also really hard when like the main multiple decks have access to Fire, Earth, and Good, and so Dark Charioteer just stops that mechanic altogether.
Got it. Give 2/2 to my next.
Yeah.
1/1 to this one.
Pass.
We'll both add a foundation to our momentums. You choose one.
The face down.
This one or this one?
The red league one.
Nice. What is it?
Man.
You have 2, so
This
I
is-
want you to card pull.
This is a hard match to commentate, honestly. Just because, like, there's nothing happening on one side.
Send it for 6. On A4. Got it. Goes with the 2/2. Roll combo into a higher than a 3 damage.
Press.
We missed that by 1 damage apparently. Send it for 8. 7. 6. 5. 6.
And there it is.
50 deals again 2.
Pass.
Most progressive. Discard. For 4.
All right. Thank you so much for you guys for watching. You get to see the power of D build. It made my job very hard. If you liked the video and you want to see more of these really awesome decks, make sure you go and you check out the deck profiles that we filmed for them, as well as all the other matches that we played here out on the channel. So from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching, you guys, and stay learned.